Yeah, hello everybody out there, wherever you are on this planet. I am very, very excited to welcome you to this special edition, of our cross-cultural experience. It's a little bit different from what you are used to. Why? Because this is the 50th edition of this forum. We started sometime last year. And so what I've done is just to call a few friends, a few people who have been, have given us the opportunity to share from their experience, to come back together and then just reflect. So this is nothing special. It's just a group of friends talking. And so that is how I will introduce it. And then allow everybody to introduce themselves, and then we just keep talking, keep chatting. I'm more interested in knowing how they feel about this forum, and maybe one or two pieces of advice that can take it from 50 to 100 and beyond. Okay, anybody can start. All right. Valerie, you want to start?
Yes, I was just going to start and say congratulations on 50 episodes, Dr. Uche.
Yeah.
As I started off by saying, one thing about social media is really consistency, and you have been consistent, and you're at 50, and I believe you'll go further. And
Not consistent. I'm not consistent at the bank. My bank manager doesn't say that. I wish. I wish. Sorry
at least you're consistent with this one.
Okay.
So I just want, like I said, I congratulate you. And as I said in the beginning, it pays, start small, but I told you that very soon you probably have a long list of people who want to be on your show, and you'd have an assistant who'll probably be like, Dr. Uche is not available for the next 3 months. Would you like to be on the waiting list for the 6th month?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it will come to pass. And then we can say, we started it. So that's all I wanted to share. So
All right. Thank you. Another guy has just joined us, Eyobong. Once you get in, we're just starting. So maybe we just do the brief introductions and then we go into the specifics. Anybody can introduce until we go around, introduce ourselves, like 7 of us, and then we move from there. So, brief introduction.
Good evening, everyone. So nice to see you, and I really appreciate Professor Uche for organizing this wonderful event. I told him that it could be a wonderful book, especially for the international faculty, and knowing from each other, like our experience and stuff like that. So this is a momentum for the international faculty, not only in our field but in other fields in the U.S. and other parts of the world. So I look forward to work with Uche, and it has been my privilege. I know him since 2008, so it's like 17 years. I was lucky to be his first advisee, so I think this is a milestone, and it has been always my pleasure to work with him, and I look forward for this edition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Delva, or Delaware, as you're more popularly known. Okay, anybody can chime in. We are not doing any you here, whatever. Just chime in if you like.
Well, then I'll probably continue from where Delaware ended. Since we went to the same school, it will be like a continuation. But I do want to say thank you and congratulations, most especially. But thank you also for the opportunity to be part of this. Cross-cultural experience is indeed cross-cultural. And I think that outside of it being a way for us to be able to show our sense of community and resilience, whether we are in academia or not, it gives voices to people who are like us, but who may not necessarily have the opportunity to experience it and things like we have. So I absolutely love the experience. And I'm also, like everyone, I'm also hoping and praying that we'll have 50 more excellent episodes, and very looking forward to where it is going to go. So thank you, and also congrats.
Amen to that. Okay. Mohammed, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
My name is Mohammed Idrisu. I'm an assistant professor at Texas Christian University. And I think I did the episode with Uche I was episode number 6. So it's exciting to see that from 1 to 50, and a lot more, I hope would come, in ways that are a lot more diverse beyond, the academy. I understand, you want to start with folks that you already know within the academy, but I look forward to seeing other people who are not academics or academicians, share their experiences as well. So I'm excited to see what comes out of cross-cultural experiences in the next 50 years or 50 episodes or whatever.
I'm not so sure I'll be here 50 years from today. but I'll
like Valerie said,
yes.
I'm sure it's going to be a legacy project, right? So it's
correct. No, maybe
be,
I'll be in heaven looking down to
that's
those
right.
that is doing it at that point.
It's going to be, I hope it's, it outlives, you, so that other people can take on, because I'm sure as we go along in the world, people would have to learn more about other cultures. And definitely this is just one of the means of, learning that when you go out on a date with somebody, just sometimes just for a meal, it's not because they want to ask you out, as one of your guests talked about some time ago. So there'll be a lot more opportunities, to learn from that. So congratulations on the 50.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
All right. So who would have thought from number 1 straight through to number 50? For those of you who don't know, I was number 1 on the actual involved in all the planning and what do you think about this idea? And I said, excellent idea. But I think what resonates with me the most with this entire concept is the idea of community and the fact that we get a space to remember and recall. Memory is one of the things that I studied in the doctoral program. And I think that when we are away from home, in terms of what we've known to be home for years, and we can recall and reflect and understand that the space and the place we're in really brings us into a position of making the comparisons and having a deeper appreciation for our own culture. A program like this really lends itself to larger platforms and to what Delware was saying, a book really to help us as scholars in the field to understand that the things we take for granted back in our homelands ought not to be taken for granted in this space called the United States. And Mohammed, diversity is a bad buzzword right now, but we still use it very openly because we're a diverse group sitting here right now. That's what really speaks to us culturally. We're distinct, we're diverse. When I did my DNA, I was 36% Nigerian, 34% from the Togo, Benin area, another 20% from the European area. So there is no pure breed, but we tend to think that we're just in this binary of either black or white. But I'm happy that this particular concept, this platform, this idea of cross-cultural types of experiences can help us to, like I said, appreciate, compare, contrast, and really to go away just letting the world know that we see you, but you also need to see us from our points of view, our perspectives, and to understand that we are really lovely in the fact that we are different. So differences help us really to appreciate and to make beauty out of something that may not necessarily be beautiful right now. But that's what makes the world better when we're all different and we're bringing strengths to the table. So congratulations on 50, and yeah, keep going.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, Professor Onyebadi. How are you?
I believe I'm doing well.
Okay, this is Eyobong. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Excuse me, I had to step out of a very noisy environment to join and be part of this celebration of 50th episode. I've known Professor Onyebadi. I call him Wall Uche. I've known him since, I think, for the last 1,000 years now.
No, it's 1,500. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, we worked together as journalists at Vanguard newspapers back in Nigeria. And this young man was the world affairs editor who knew about everything happening in the world. And I used to be amazed at how much he knew. I used to write sports. So I was talking to my wall of sports. And then when I needed to know anything happening outside of sport in the world, I had to go and read, Uche Onyebadi's columns, as the wall editor. I was happy to be part of cross-cultural experience. For one thing, it gave me the opportunity to look back and laugh at myself at some of the things I went through, some of my experiences in the United States when I just got here, when I got my first job, and I shared that with him, and I could laugh at it at this time, but I couldn't at that time. It was painful. It was, but the program has given us the opportunity to share experiences, not just us, but other people's experiences. And some of those experiences we can relate, and I'm looking forward to supporting you more and being part of what you are doing. We've done a lot of things together already, Uche and I got together and organized back in 2008, January, organized the African inaugural ball to celebrate the election of Barack Obama as the first Black president of the United States. So we've done things together, and we still work together. And just recently, he was the book reviewer at my book launch in Houston, Texas, and he gave us quite a thrill. He made it so much fun. It wasn't just an academic affair. It was a fun affair. So thank you for that. I look forward to being part of what you are doing. Whatever you are doing, I'm in. Thank you.
Thanks for that level of confidence. What I'm hearing so far, I think everybody has. Oh no.
I can go now. I haven't spoken.
Yeah, please. Yeah, Esther, sorry.
Warm greetings, everyone. I'm Esther Ajayi-Lowo, assistant professor at TCU, just like Mohammed and Professor Onyebadi. It's really nice to be here, just like meet people, and I just love how the conversation was just flowing, and that's really beautiful. I don't know what number I am on the cross-cultural experience. I just knew that I did it at one point. Do you know what my number is from the 50,
No,
1 to 50?
You are not a number, you're a human being.
Okay, so okay, so I did one of the episodes and I really enjoyed myself. It was really nice to be able to reflect and also just look back at some of those awkward moments and what it meant, but also to think about how, at some point I felt, oh, well, the US have been coming in and out. And then I worked at the American Embassy in Nigeria. So I thought, well, I think I got it. But no, it's not the same as coming here and being here and staying here. So it was really a good time to think through some of those things that I still, till today, I still laugh at myself. So Professor Ebadi, I still say Pele, or sometimes just like, okay. I still say Pele when people cough, sneeze and all that, or just like, pause because I really want to say something. So even if I don't say something like this to that pause. So it's really, really beautiful. And I was just like really wondering, so you've done 50 episodes and I was wondering what, it would look like for you to reflect on what you've heard from those 50 people. I know like it must have been a lot. So I can envy you just because you've spoken to all those people and must have gotten like a whole lot of experience, some that connect, some that are, peculiar, some that are unique, all of those diverse experiences. I was just wondering, like, what would be for you to reflect on, one or two things that you really like, gathered from this episode. I'm not putting it on your desk. It's just a wonder. I'm just curious.
No problem. What I can tell you is that everybody, because the whole idea is that you have moved from one culture, your culture, where you are very comfortable, to another place. One thing is that people have always adapted. Yes, that's what I've had. So every time they have adjusted, they have adapted to the environment, and they have all moved on. And like, everybody has been saying, I look back and I laugh, and I'm still here. So that's the whole idea, to show that this our world is quite diverse, People come with everything and then they adapt. And, you know, like the lady who told me that I think she's an American. She went to Mozambique. Was it Mozambique? Yeah, I think it was Mozambique, and discovered that somebody came very late. And so with her sense of, you know, time conscious of the United States and Germany and other places. And when she asked the lady, why are you late? And the lady said, I don't have a wristwatch. That was the answer. They said, what? He said, I don't have a wristwatch. So it became very clear to her that you are in an entirely different environment and you have to go by what people do. Yeah. Another lady from Japan went to Kenya and had the same experience. It was a church service that started 3 hours late. And people were just happy, enjoying. And then she discovered that she was the lonely, sad face. And then she had to join them. So I think that's the main thing. But what I'm hearing now is that a book should come out of this at some point. What else can we hear? That is one thing I've heard. What else do you think?
I think
moving forward.
Some of the lessons can be shared with students for sure, because I teach a course called Intercultural Comm.
Yes.
And I'm trying to create additional content, apart from using open education resources. Georgia does have a program that you can get funding to do that. So I think that your book can be a part of the content creation to let students know that your world is not the entire world. It's like what Chinyere Achebe's daughter told me once. She said when she goes to teach at Michigan State, she has an entire village called the African Village, so that students know that what they're seeing on television is different on the continent of Africa, especially Nigeria. So I think having some pedagogical tools out of these lessons can be very enriching for students. I know you teach a course called Global Media. Yeah. Perhaps you can do the pilot there, and then you can share the content with us to actually integrate into our classes as well. So I think it will be very enriching for the students who are doing a course like Intercultural or Global Comm.
All right, my quick response to that is that why wait for tomorrow? Anybody who is teaching and teaching in that direction, you just use it. Feel free to use. At no, as they say here, at no charge. You don't pay for it. Yeah, but even if you're not teaching, you also have friends. You have a cycle of friends. You just share. That's why I just share, so that people, it's when you don't know what happens on the other side, that your imagination begins to run wild. And then you can then imagine all sorts of things. But when you get to know, how people behave, and then that reminds me again of somebody, one of my friends, he couldn't join us. He went to Ghana, but he's from the Sudan. And then something like, I don't know, I can't remember the particular place he went to, but handshake, when you have a group of people, the tendency is for you to, start from the right, if you're right-handed, shake. They told him, no, you can't do that. You have to start from the right to the left, because we want to see your palm, just in case you have something hidden. You cannot be coming to us like this. We don't know what you have in mind. So, something as, and then Mohammed here went to somewhere in Saudi Arabia to eat, and they told, you have to lick your fingers. And then he had to ask them, why will I do that? They said, you can't waste food. You can't waste food because there are people who are very hungry, And the last one I had the other time, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? She's from India. She came to the United States, and they were surprised. The host, or the lady who was hosting, was surprised that she was the marriage was arranged. And the lady said, what? How can you arrange marriages in this day and age? And then I said, if I were around, I would ask the lady, how about the people who meet themselves online? They don't even know the At least you're arranging between somebody. How about the people who don't know themselves? They just meet online, and that's anyway. But so I hear the book, and I hear that we can all use it. Yeah, go ahead. And I think we have like 2-3 minutes just to round up.
Yeah. I
Anybody
do
can
want to
chime
add
in.
to, yeah, I do want to add to Caroline's about the teaching experience. I do not get to teach African students per se, but I have a lot of international students who come in undergraduate, and then they feel that sense of belonging has to be built. And that's something that usually we don't teach in terms of class instruction or anything like that. It comes through mentorship, and mentorship comes through recognition. So finding your community. And one way to do that is through these stories that we tell. So what I do usually, if I have a student in my class and we're sitting in my office and we're talking, I tend to share my own stories to make them feel comfortable, to allow them in one way or the other to know that there's a different person, but we're all here together. And like you said, we're going to adapt and we're going to do even better. So I think having the opportunity to share these stories with our students, but not just in the teaching environment, so online, and I know we do that already, but I think it's a strong way for us to help those who are coming in to build that sense of community and resilience and belonging. I say belonging a lot because in my experience, I feel like that's one of the indicators of whether a student is going to succeed or not. And if they don't feel a sense of belonging, they don't feel a sense of ownership over themselves and over whatever it is that they're doing. But if they're open to some of these stories and experiences and knowing that these are from real people, real experiences, right? I think that will help them be able to build a stronger sense of self for them to be able to get through whatever they need to get through. So in regards to that, one of the things that I was thinking about is I'm not sure if we do have a LinkedIn or social media or something where we all, so all of the speakers who've been on here, everyone you've invited, can come in and share stories, and we can put it online, and we can have that openness so other people will see it there and be able to get access to it. I love that we're able to share it on WhatsApp, but I wasn't sure whether we have another medium of sharing that could open up that to a lot more people. So social media, LinkedIn, anything of that sort.
Okay,
Yeah,
now that you mentioned, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna, piggyback off of that. That's exactly what I was also thinking. We recently had celebrated something called Welcoming Week, which is a week set aside by a group called Welcoming America. And usually in that week, different countries, different municipalities just focus on celebrating the immigrant input and just the differences and the stories, and they always have a theme. And this year, their theme was the stories we share. And we decided usually we'll do something that involves our external partners so that employees, I work with the city of Atlanta, then the employees can enjoy. But this time we decided to look inward and reach out to our employees with immigrant backgrounds. It did two things. The first thing it did was, and I think it was Carolyn who mentioned that, it's like, you see me. That was one of the things. Now, the second thing was, oh, this is unique about this place. We asked just three questions. We're like, where you from? Tell us something unique about your culture. Take a picture of where you're from. People would take pictures in their traditional wear. People took pictures of, showed pictures of sites where they're from. And there was such a sense of pride from doing that. And when we were thinking of it, we saw it more in terms of letting others know the uniqueness of where people were from. But in doing that, it made the people feel valued. It's like, oh, people know I'm from somewhere else, and people appreciate that. And the things they shared in terms of what belonging looks like, some of them just blew my mind. There was one gentleman who said, take time to say my name. It will take you just 10 seconds. And I'm thinking, yes. And that is what makes me feel like you're making an effort to help me to thrive in this new place I find myself in. So just like Angela was saying, it could be LinkedIn, could also be on Instagram, where I don't know if you want to do it weekly, It's a lot, but what we did was there's you just have to put the graphics together and then just take out the salient points from whatever the people have said. Like, oh, you're late? Sorry, we don't have a watch, or we don't wear wristwatches yet. Some like a snippet, something that would cause somebody to look at this and smile and be like, it's not that deep. Take it easy. This is where you are.
Okay, thank you. We actually have something we call something tree that has all the episodes from 1 to now. By this time next week, we'll have 1 to 50, where you can see everything we have been doing.
Link tree.
Yeah.
Link tree.
Yeah. I'll share it again with everybody so that you can see. It has everything on YouTube, you know, and I think on Facebook. And then we try to also put it on, we've put it quite a little bit of them on TikTok as well as on Instagram, you know. So maybe I'll share it one more time and then we can move from there. Okay, one more thing?
That's beautiful. I really love the YouTube. I'm just looking at it now as we're talking.
Okay.
And then one can see everything on YouTube. I love the fact that you put the synopsis, just like short intro about what the key points that the person said. That's like really nice. So I can decide like, okay, I really want to listen to this. I want to know about this, right? And I see some faces that I know, like, okay, I'm curious. I'm going to listen to Greensward and hear what she has to say, right? So I think it's really nice. It's really beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, I really love this. I just love learning about people's experiences because I think it's a great learning opportunity. Right. You just need to listen to someone.
One more thing, because I need to let you go. Anything else we can?
Yeah, I think I want to recommend that you look into the titles of the videos.
Okay.
Because I think for now, what is there are typically cross-cultural experiences and then our names.
Yeah.
As you know, Valerie mentioned earlier, I think one of the things that will make people curious is when you make a title that is a little bit catchy, so that it would get people to be curious about what is in this particular video, right? Because many of us may not be like popular out there, and so our names may not attract viewers and stuff like that. And I think the videos will be useful when you actually have people viewing them. And so one of the ways is, I think, to look at ways to change some of the titles so that they speak to some of the content which people might find a bit more curious to want to know about or intriguing, so that it's not like a clickbait, but it's a sort of a kind of a clickbait, right? That, okay, I want to click on this and listen to whatever these individuals are talking about in regards to the various cultures and stuff like that. So I think that would be helpful.
All right, thank you very much.
Sorry, highlighting the high point.
Yeah.
That was made so that you're titling the production, maybe that particular high point. And of course, you put the country because you want to make sure that people are aware that it's not just a group of African scholars who are living in the US or people from the Caribbean.
Right, yeah.
The variety has to be there to pique the interest of a wide cross-section of subscribers, because you're going to monetize this, sir. You're going to monetize this process.
I hope so at some point. Eventually. But now we are back home. We call it the planting season. Huh? The harvest will come at some point, and everybody, I can promise you, everybody will be part of the harvest. Right. We're talking about some of them. So I'm trying to round up because I'm mindful of your time. You know, we've had people from so many places, Egypt. We've had people from the United States who live in New Zealand. We've had people from China, and we've had people from quite a number of places. But like you said, it's now putting them together in some way that it can, you know, be catchy and then attract viewership. Hey, I know we can be here forever and ever talking. One thing is that I appreciate the time, you know, every one of you made tangible contribution. I also like to ask you to keep doing it and keep subscribing if you're not subscribed. Keep spreading the message so that other people will get to know, what is being done. As they say, is there any point lighting a candle and putting it under the table? No, we put it outside so that other people can see it. So I really, 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 really want to thank you, especially taking out the time on a Saturday evening, to come and share your views and everything. Hey, I will also call you again at some point, because as we say back home, when a road is nice, you take it more than once. So bye. Thank you very much. I am going to sign off unless you have something else you want to say. Oh, no, okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Everyone, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you
Okay.
all.
Bye.
Thank you
And
all.
here's to
Bye. I'm
many
sorry, I'm
more.
driving.
Oh, no
Thank
problem.
you. Bye, everyone.